Hey, how's it going, guys? Mr. Boss for the win here. And when I'm recording this video, which is on Monday, February 12th, we don't know what the next update is going to be in Grand Theft Auto Online. So this has a lot of people guessing. This has a lot of people creating really cool concepts. And today we're going to be looking at one of those right now. It's going to be a Yakuza update concept created by a user, Wuss and Boots. I'll leave a link to the post in the description if you want to take a look at it for yourself in a little bit more detail. But this is cool because we have never seen an update like this in Grand Theft Auto Online. We really haven't seen this sort of theme either, which is really cool. So in case that word flew right over your head in terms of what the Yakuza is, essentially the Yakuza is members of an organized crime syndicate originating in Japan. So the Yakuza are notorious for their strict codes of conduct and their organized fiefdom nature, and they have a large presence in the Japanese media and operate internationally with an estimated member total of over 100,000. So to me, this sounds like the Japanese mafia of sorts. So that should give you a little bit of an idea of the sort of theme we're going to be talking about going forward. So this is the update that was created right here, GTA 5 Yakuza update. Let's kind of go from left to right. So let's start with the melee weapons that this user has presented, and they're starting with what looks to be a katana and then some sort of shorter wooden sword from what I can see. Now, we've actually had the katana in previous GTA games. If you played Grand Theft Auto Vice City, you know the katana was an available weapon in that game, and it was a lot of fun to use. And while I think we have a lot of melee weapons in the game, probably almost too many of them, I think that would be pretty cool if they added something kind of wacky and fun like the katana. Now, I don't have a lot of experience with that little wooden sword or what it's supposed to be, but I think that would still be a fun element to add into the game. And you might be saying, well, isn't that similar to the katana? Well, we have two types of axes that we can use. We have a hatchet and then we have the battle axe. So Rockstar's no stranger to making very similar style weapons in game. That would be the melee weapons. Then the firearm would be sort of like this micro Uzi, which I don't know if we already have in the game. I think we do. So I'm not sure how Rockstar would differentiate this one from the previous one we have. But if that's a weapon that the Yakuza use, then maybe Rockstar could put their own little flair and their own little twist on them. So moving up to the top, in this update, one can start a Yakuza-like business, buy a new sort of headquarters, and start trafficking people. Includes new character customization items, weapons, and vehicles. So we'll touch on this in a little bit, but I'm not sure how that human trafficking thing would fly all that well. So we'll touch on that in a little bit. You can see that they wanted to start a new type of business. That would be pretty cool. I'm not sure what you would do as a Yakuza member in Los Santos, but I sort of like that idea. I also like the idea of a new headquarters, which you can kind of see their idea right there, which is sort of this open office interior with sort of a Japanese flair going on to it. So that actually does look kind of cool. So I'm a fan of that. As far as hairstyles go, I'm not sure what like Yakuza hairstyle is. I'm pretty sure that guy in that photo has like a man bun going on. Maybe it's more like edgy style haircuts. I'm not sure. As far as the clothing goes, I love the idea of the open styled suits, as I feel like that would work really well with tattoos. And that's sort of the next thing that they say. Full body, I'm going to pronounce this wrong, Irzumi tattoos. Hopefully I'm pronouncing that correct. That is some insane body art right there. But that would look really great if you had clothing that was designed to sort of show that sort of thing off. So I think that would be really cool. And then the one vehicle he has on here is high-end motorcycles. So I'm assuming you would want more vehicles like the Hakachu Drag and maybe even the Vortex. But I feel like Rockstar could do a whole lot more than that. If we are doing a Yakuza-style update, I feel like there should be way more cars like early 90s, early 2000s JDM vehicles. There should be long sedans and limousines that are added. I feel like they could do way more than just adding high-end motorcycles. They would maybe more incorporate like a JDM style update to this DLC as well. So let's talk about the summary they have. Ability to traffic people. So this is like the one thing in this update that I don't think would work all that well. So I know what you're saying. Rockstar and Grand Theft Auto Online have done a bunch of other pretty bad things. Smuggling drugs, doing a whole bunch of crimes, robbing banks. But there's never been one point in the game where we've harmed civilians. In the entire game, we're never instructed or directly rewarded for harming civilians. So I don't think Rockstar would allow us to do that at this point in the game in Grand Theft Auto Online. And just human trafficking has that like weird, creepy vibe to it. So I don't think Rockstar would include that. But everything else I really like, including the Japanese office interior, which I'm guessing that would just be an upgrade to our existing CEO office. Not sure how that would work, or maybe it's a new office would pop up and it would have one of the Japanese office interiors. Irizumi tattoos, which are sleeve and full body tattoos. You can kind of see, again, what we saw in Franklin earlier. That sounds really awesome. Hairstyles would be buns and long hair. So this would be cool for the guys, as we don't have a ton of long hairstyle options. And I'm sure they could do some epic female stuff too. Facial hair would include goatees and mustaches. Again, if they added some epic one of those, that would be cool. Vehicles, we touched on the high-end motorcycles, but there's almost so much more we could do. Vehicle customization would include Japanese liveries. I feel like we have a few of those in the game, but definitely if Rockstar were to continue that theme, I would expect them to do a lot more. Firearms would be small and concealable, which I'm assuming that's why you have the micro Uzi and the katana. Firearm customization would be Japanese paintings. So I'm assuming that would be like the Japanese version of the Yusuf Amir, like camo and whatnot. Melee weapons would be the katana and the tanto. So apparently that little wooden sword is the tanto. And then clothing would be exposed chest / oriental patterns. So overall, in my opinion, I think this would be a really cool update. Now, I'm not sure if Rockstar would straight up call it a Yakuza update, but I love a lot of the themes in this DLC if they were to do something like this. In my opinion, how Rockstar could swing this update is if they did sort of a Midnight Club DLC that had a focus on sort of like the street racing vibe of Los Santos, but also included a lot of the things that you see here. High-end motorcycles, open-ended suits, those hairstyles we talked about, Japanese-style melee weapons, and body tattoos. That's sort of the way I could see Rockstar doing it, because they want to have a huge focus on the vehicles, obviously, doing something regarding around Midnight Club, which is a game that they've already created, and we've seen that Rockstar is no stranger to doing that. As we've seen with the Smuggler's Run DLC, that was a game that they had previously created in the early 2000s. So that to me would make a whole lot of sense. Now, someone pointed this out in the comments. They said there's no Yakuza in Los Santos. Persian / Armenian mafia would be more true to life. Now, I'm not sure if Rockstar's trying to replicate exactly what happens in Los Angeles, so I don't think that's too big of a deal. Someone under that said Simeon's Revenge DLC. That would be pretty cool since Simeon is Armenian. But regardless, I still think this theme would be absolutely incredible. There's a lot of elements here that I would absolutely love to have in Grand Theft Auto Online, and a lot of things that we haven't seen yet. Now, I'm sure you guys know XXII. This guy has been creating Grand Theft Auto Online trailers and concepts for a long time, and he has 2 trailers that kind of replicate how I think something like this could work. So that's what I'm going to do right now. I'm actually going to show you guys those 2 trailers, and I'll leave links to those in the description as well. This is a pretty good idea of how I think Rockstar could incorporate all the different things we just saw, but also adding sort of a twist that would make it work for a Grand Theft Auto Online DLC. Because let's face it, what that guy just created in his concept, that's not nearly enough for a full-blown Grand Theft Auto Online DLC. There just isn't enough content there. But what you are going to be seeing in these 2 trailers that I'm going to be showing right now is plenty of content for a Grand Theft Auto Online DLC. And I think this would just be absolutely incredible. So I'd love to hear from you guys in the comment section down below on what you think of something like this. I personally think this would be amazing because it's a brand new theme that we've never seen. Now, I know some people might say, well, it's just another business update wrapped around a theme of cars and various other things that are added into the game. But I think that if Rockstar were to make this unique enough and different enough, a lot of people would enjoy it. And I know a lot of people enjoyed their Midnight Club games. I know a lot of people are really wanting to see sort of like JDM culture, and that's sort of what Tuners and Outlaws was going to provide, but I feel like this one would be even better. So I think this would be absolutely incredible. I love all the various elements of it, but at the end of the day, I'd love to hear from you guys in the comment section down below. Let me know what you think about this update and more. I'll leave all the links to everything I used in the description as far as, the trailers you saw, the information, etc. So, like I said, let me know your thoughts, opinions, and more in the comment section down below. If you did go on to enjoy this video, though, a like rating would, of course, be awesome. And also, subscribe to my YouTube channel if you are new or you like daily GTA 5 videos like this. With all the way, guys, like I said, thanks so much for watching. Take care, and I'll see you guys in the next video.